Hello there. Do you ever lie awake at night thinking about things that you did or didn't do in the past? Things that you wish you could change? I know I do. If you are saying yes to this, then you're probably saying something like, "Oh, I wish I had passed my driving test," or "I wish I hadn't left my last job." If you are saying something like this to yourself, well then you are using the past perfect tense. I'm Kathy, I teach ESOL, and this video is all about different ways to use the past perfect. So let's have a think about it. If you're in level 1 and you have an exam due, either speaking or writing, then your teacher is probably saying to you, don't forget to use those target tenses. And the past perfect is one of them. You might have seen videos about past perfect already and know the form. Actually, the form is pretty easy. It's just the past tense of have, so had, plus the past participle. And this works for I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. So great, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But the difficult bit is actually thinking about when to use it. And this is where it gets trickier, because you can end up sounding like you're trying too hard and it will be a little bit forced and unnatural. So I'd like to concentrate in this video on situations for using the past perfect in a useful way that is easier to fit in to whatever you're writing or talking about. First of all, past perfect is often described as the past in the past. So it can be used when you are storytelling and you want to explain two events in a sequence. So examples of this are usually when something has already happened first and maybe has an impact on what's happening next. Check these ideas. It started to rain, but luckily I brought my umbrella. We ran to the boarding gates, but the flight had already left. The book was so exciting, I'd read it by Saturday. I'd finished all my homework by tea time, so I could go out that evening. I wanted to go to the cinema, but my friend had already seen the film the week before. Shame. I was interested in hospitality because I'd already had some kitchen experience. So these are all examples of time up to a certain point or the earlier of two actions. And notice that if you're using past perfect, the other verb in your sentence is very likely to be in the past tense, and you might see the word already. You can also use it to refer to incomplete actions up to a certain point. Look at these examples. He failed the course because he hadn't done any revision. She left the lesson before the talk had finished. I was so hungry that morning because I hadn't had any breakfast. Most people hadn't heard of AI 2 years ago, but now it looks like everyone is using it. I asked for the report, but they hadn't completed it by the end of the week. You can also use it when discussing a specific experience in the past and explaining your reaction to it. This could be anything from a food you tasted, a restaurant you went to, a film you saw, or an activity you tried. It's really good for informal writing. Look at these. I hadn't tried jellyfish before, but actually it wasn't bad. I'd never seen Mission Impossible before. It was crazy. All that running. I'd never heard anything like it. It was brilliant. It was the best thing I'd ever done. Honestly, I would do it again in a heartbeat. She'd never been to a live concert before, so it was really exciting for her. In the same way, you can use it in speaking to express this kind of positive thought. What a great idea! I hadn't thought of that myself. I hadn't considered that before, but now you mention it. Great idea! I wish I'd thought of that. Don't forget, by the way, in speaking, it's I'd. I wish I'd thought of that. Don't say, I wish I had thought of that. It sounds a bit clunky. And this leads me to, you can use it to express hypothetical wishes about the past. This is usually called regret. For example, oh, I'm so full. I wish I hadn't eaten so much. I really miss my friend. I wish we'd spent more time together in the holidays. My account's been hacked. I wish I'd remembered to update my passwords. I wish I'd started learning English when I was younger. Maybe it would be easier for me. So all of these express feelings where you wish something had been done or you had done it and you didn't, and you'd like to change it, but you can't. It's the past. So remember, you can say, I wish I had, or I wish I hadn't. Either is fine, positive or negative. Final top tip for using the past perfect. It could make your head explode, although I hope not. It's a target tense at level 1 for ESOL or intermediate level English. But guess what? So is showing an example of reported speech where you tell us what someone else said. So is using the passive. So just imagine how your teacher or examiner might feel if you managed to combine all three together. Wow, wouldn't that be great? So here's an idea. You have an example of something someone has told you about something that happened to them. So let's take that example of hacking we already heard. First of all, there was an attack on their account. So we say the account was hacked or it was hacked. This is already the passive tense because it happened to them. Next, you want to add, they told you about this. It's a retelling of something in the past, so you can put the verb as they told me that. Now this creates a complex sentence using that if you follow it with another verb. So ka-ching, yet another point scored. So what happened to their account? It was hacked, but as you're using they told me already in the past, you can change the passive from past passive to past perfect passive. Wow, let's look at it. They told me that their account had been hacked. Amazing. Now this sentence makes me jump for joy because look, you have reported speech, you have a linking word that creates a complex sentence, you have past perfect passive. Wow. Now if I receive a sentence like this as a teacher, my life will be complete. Well, almost. Now, I'm sure you can work out some ways to include past perfect into your sentences. What do you have to do? Start practicing. Good luck. Bye for now.